All right, welcome back to Rott Talks. Today's conversation is probably one of the most important discussions we've had on this podcast so far, because no matter where you live right now, people are starting to feel that the world is becoming unpredictable. Fuel prices shift overnight. Markets react within minutes, and wars that seem distant suddenly affect everyday life globally. Are we moving toward a bigger global conflict, a major economic slowdown, or is this just the beginning of a global transition? And I think a lot of people are asking the same question right now. Where exactly is the world heading? So today, we're diving into all of that. And joining me for this conversation is a global economist and geopolitical analyst. Mr. Ryan, good to have you here.
Yeah. Good to have you here. It's from up here. Yeah. Thank you. Good to be here.
Honestly, I think this conversation is happening at exactly the right time.
Yeah.
You have geopolitical tensions, fragile supply chains, inflation pressure, and all of these things are deeply connected. Because what people are witnessing right now is not just another news cycle. There's a much larger global shift happening underneath. And the reason markets are reacting so strongly is because energy routes in that region are critical to the global economy. And right now, a lot of global attention is turning toward the Middle East again, especially around Iran. But now suddenly a conflict happening thousands of miles away somehow changes fuel prices, grocery bills, even airline costs. Yeah, and I think people are starting to realize that now. You know, years ago, most people could completely ignore international politics. A conflict in one region today can affect fuel prices, transportation costs, even food expenses across the world within days. There's one narrow water route most people have never even heard of, yet the global economy depends on it every single day. Nearly a fifth of the world's oil supply moves through that tiny passage. And the moment markets fear disruption there, fuel prices across the world immediately react. Oil is not just fuel for cars anymore. Oil is transportation, farming, manufacturing, logistics, almost modern civilization itself. So even somebody sitting at home buying groceries is indirectly affected by tensions happening there. Absolutely, because once fuel costs rise, transportation rises, then food prices rise, then manufacturing rises. It becomes a chain reaction. And to be fair, some countries have managed this pressure better than others. India, for example, has handled fuel stability relatively well, considering the global situation. And I think what scares people most is the uncertainty, because nobody knows how far these tensions can escalate. The difference actually becomes pretty shocking when you compare fuel inflation globally. Some countries saw fuel prices rise 40, 50, even 80% during major instability periods. India comparatively managed to keep fluctuations far more controlled, largely within single-digit percentage ranges. And that matters because fuel stability affects everything, transportation, agriculture, manufacturing, even household confidence. So if fuel and supply chains are this fragile, are we already entering another global economic slowdown? I think the slowdown has already quietly begun in several parts of the world. Most people just haven't emotionally recognized it yet. You're seeing layoffs in major industries, rising living costs, weaker consumer confidence, and growing financial pressure on middle-class households. The dangerous part about economic stress is that people don't notice it all at once. They notice it slowly, month after month. And I think that's what people are feeling now, this quiet pressure building in everyday life. And now you're adding automation and artificial intelligence into that equation, which is going to completely reshape jobs and industries over the next decade. Every major global transition in history has created fear first and opportunity second. And that's exactly what I want to explore next, where people should invest, what industries may survive, and whether things like farming could become important again.
The people who survive these periods best are usually the ones who adapt early instead of reacting late.
Because the next decade may completely redefine what we consider valuable in society. And that's where we'll continue in the next episode. Ryan, this was an incredible conversation.
Thank you. Good to be here.